Hello and welcome to the Any Art Netty baking channel. Now in this one I'm going to be making gluten-free cinnamon swirls. So we're going to have 110 grams of butter. I've got a vegan cream cheese there, 110 grams as well. Also gluten-free flour, so this is a gluten-free and vegan recipe. 150 grams of flour. 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum, and you're going to need 100 grams of sugar. I'm using a golden castor sugar, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So the first thing I'm going to do is to chop 110 grams of butter, measure 110 grams of butter and chop that into 1 centimetre cubes. So it's easier than having it as a block to be able to mix it. And I'm going to use a hand mixer to blend the cream cheese and the butter together to make kind of a pastry or a dough, if you will, for the cinnamon swirls. So nice, easy, manageable 1 centimetre chunks to go in that white bowl there.
Gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull and repel any hate, go create what you want, feel compelled, yeah. And once you finally get a taste of the race, you'll never look back once you felt that. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first.
The next thing I'm going to do is to measure out also 110 grams of this cream cheese. I use it in that bowl and put the measure. I weigh 110 grams out on that and put it at 0 into the same bowl. Saves on washing up and stuff like that.
Think about others way before myself, yeah. I guess that's why I feel like I go through hell, damn. Wasting time on your dreams instead of mine, yeah. About to turn this franchise around on a dime, man. It's all about finding your right state of mind. It's all about turning the worst into fine. It's all about time and the work and the climb. From the thirst we will rise, I'm immersed in this life. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take.
So, on a medium speed, I'm going to beat the butter and the cream cheese together until they're well incorporated and creamy, and it should only take about 2 minutes, something like that. The next thing I'm going to do is measure out 150 grams of flour. Now if you don't have to have gluten-free, this is for a gluten-free recipe, you can use normal plain flour there, and I'm going to sieve that into the same bowl with the cream cheese and butter mix. And And I'm going to also add, because this is a gluten-free recipe, 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum. You can omit the xanthan gum if you're not making a gluten-free recipe. I apologise wholeheartedly, that was a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. So, I've mixed up all of that flour, butter, cream cheese and xanthan gum and incorporated it well on a low speed. It only took a few minutes. I'm just going to make sure that's all together as a dough and wrap it up very tightly in cling film and put that in the fridge for about an hour. If you're in a bit more of a rush, you can put that in the freezer for about half an hour or so. You need to work with that dough while it's cold, and especially more so if it's gluten free. The colder it is, the better.
Feeling so worthless. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Looking deep within, I get lost in the feeling. I just need a win. I'm going off, I know it's time to make a change, and I can take the pain. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging.
So while the dough is cooling, we haven't got much else to do apart from to make our sugar and cinnamon centre. So I'm going to measure out 100 grams of sugar. I'm using a golden castor sugar, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon. Make sure, I'm just using the same spoon there to save on washing up. Mix that cinnamon and sugar together until it's well incorporated, and you just need to leave that aside until it's ready to use. So I'm going to put down a piece of greaseproof paper, lightly flour the surface where we're going to work on the dough. I don't need to grease that tray or the greaseproof paper at all, it's fine as it is. I'm going to lightly dust my rolling pin as well.
I know it's tough and I know there's pain, but hitting bottom.
We need to get our cookie dough as such. Kind of cookie dough. Get it out of that plastic wrapping, and I need to keep that aside because I like to reuse that cling film as much as I can. If you can, if it got ripped, oh well, I'll try again. I try to use a small amount of it as possible, and roll that dough into a rectangle, if you can about 15 by 12 inch rectangle. Now what I do as a bit of a cheat is to fold in the edges into a rectangle. Gluten-free is not the easiest to work with at all, really.
Who don't know what thirst is? I've had a taste of evil and tried to cure the sickness, but I just keep my head down and focus.
Should have given myself a bit more space there, shouldn't I? But I wanted the tray in. But I wanted the tray in view.
Right in my back, so I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling, bitch.
So I'm just folding in the sides there as a bit of a cheat too. I'm just showing you how I do it because I'm a home baker. I'm not doing this for anything, any special occasion or anything. But yeah, folding it. Just gluten-free is not the easiest to work with, but I may attempt this again and find a different method or an ingredient that I could add that would work much better, I think. Yeah, falling apart. Get in there and fold that in. So I do tend to use a lot more flour than I would with gluten-free, just because it is so difficult to work with, and it does get stickier as well than your normal dough if you're using wheat flour.
When I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let.
That's a better method. If you lift it on the rolling pin, it makes it easier to turn around.
That's what guides me the most. Fuck your lies, I'll do what I want.
So we're going to get our cinnamon and sugar mix there and evenly coat a layer on top of our dough.
So you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first.
Make sure it's a good even layer of that. Now I've got enough for 2 cinnamon swirls there because I'm making one for my partner. You'll see that one in another video which will be titled cinnamon swirl, cream cheese cinnamon swirl. That's made with wheat flour, so if you want to see a recipe which isn't gluten free, I'll pop that in a link here and in the description when that becomes available. So our next job is to roll that up. So I'm just going to paint on there with a pastry brush some water on the edge, and that will help it hopefully to stick to the roll that we're making. Yeah.
You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull and repel any hate, go create what you want.
Let's roll that up. Whoopsie. I think I needed to put more flour down, but we know for next time, don't we? So there we go. So what you do next is wrap that up in cling film. Again, I've done that behind the scenes, and it will be for 2 hours, or if you put it in the freezer you want it quicker, maybe about 45 minutes. I'm going to cut that .
Yo, I think about others way before myself, yeah. I guess that's why.
I'm going to cut that into 1/4-inch slices and pop them on the tray. I've preheated my oven to 200 degrees Celsius. So obviously there's no need to grease this at all. And I'm going to bake that for about 12 to 14 minutes, or until the dough is lovely golden brown. Once they're baked, I'd transfer them to a wire rack so they can cool evenly. They can be kept in a covered airtight container for up to 3 days, and if you want to freeze them you can do so, and they'll be fine for about 3 months. So I hope you enjoyed that recipe. Coming up in a minute is what they look like. They turned out kind of crispy, but I'm going to be looking at other ways maybe to soften up that gluten-free dough. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching, and if you do try it or you have any tips or tricks or knowledge, please do let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you again soon. Bye for now.
I don't really know what comes next, I'm just doing my best even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't, that's what guides me the most. Fuck your lies, I'll do what I want. inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did shit, I know it.